We're going to look at now how to display the last modified date and time in a list view in Salesforce instead of just the date. So here we're logged into Salesforce Professional Edition. We could equally be in a Group Edition or Enterprise Edition. And we're looking at a list view that displays the last modified date. Now you'll see here that we only get the date field, in this case the 27th of April 2015. But if we click on the record, we can see that the last modified by field contains both a date and a time. So if you want to change the list view to display both the date and the time, we just need to go through the steps outlined here. So let's click on Setup, and we're going to go to the Contacts object. So let's click on Customize Contacts and click on Fields. We scroll down this page, we're going to create a custom field called Last Modified Date Time. So let's click New Field, and this is going to be a formula. Click Next, and the field label is going to be Last Modified Date/time. So we fill in the field label and press Tab. That will take you across and fill in the API name as well. The formula return type is going to be date time. So click the date time radio button and then press Next. Let's click on the Advanced Formula tab and then press Insert Field. And from the list that's available, select Last Modified Date. So if we scroll down here and select Last Modified Date and press the Insert button. Now click Next. And we're going to add this field to the page layout because in Group Edition and Professional Edition, unless the field is displayed on the page layout, it won't appear as available in the list of column headings in a list view. So let's click Save. So we've now added a custom field called Last Modified Date/time. And we can see this here in the Contact Custom Fields and Relationships section. So let's go back to our Contacts tab and our view of all contacts. Okay. And what we're going to do is edit this list, and instead of displaying the last modified date, we're going to display the last modified date time. So press the Edit link next to the list view, and we'll scroll down into the available fields and scroll down here, and right near the bottom we've got last modified date/time. Select this by clicking on it and press the Add button. We can now see we've got last modified date time appear in the selected fields. Let's just move this up one and remove the last modified date column. And then click Save. You'll now see in your list view, instead of the last modified date, you'll see last modified date time. Now this works equally well with displaying the created date and time in the list view instead of just the created date. Or it also works equally as well if you want to display the last activity date and time in a list view instead of just the last activity date. And as we've seen here, for displaying the last modified date and time in a list view instead of just the last modified date. If you want any other video tips on Salesforce CRM, just visit crmsuperstars.com.